and we got a me in the shot, and then
Yeah.
we have a Hayden that's not in the shot
That's
because
fine.
complicated stuff. But we are live on YouTube right now, so
If you want to see our pretty
Yeah, you can-
faces,
you
you can
can-
go on the Triple Threat Show on YouTube.
yeah, you can come check out the Triple Threat Show on YouTube. But that's besides the point. They have a perfect home record this year, 9-0. I believe they are done with their home season, so that's about as good as you can possibly do. It's hard to beat perfection, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when they beat Elon, that was the first time that they beat Elon
Mhm.
ever, which is a bit of a trend I've noticed, which I was surprised by. We talked about it a little bit last show that the baseball team had beaten Elon in a series for the first time.
Well, I mean, that's, back to, like, not being in the same conference for very long.
Right, but I feel like it's long enough that
Because it
What
was
has it been, like 6 years?
2016, 2017-ish.
Well, I mean, like, you gotta remember, like, a lot of athletics were kind of up in the air because of COVID and
Yeah.
stuff.
like 2 years of it. So like recently, maybe only 3 years of competition against Elon,
Mhm.
considering the conferences. Somewhere about that.
so that's about as good as you can do, 9-0.
Yep.
The last story I had from JMU this week, nice little story as comes from women's lacrosse.
Yeah. Speaking of
because-
Elon,
They're pretty good. Casey Nobloch was named Player of the Week. She had a career day. She had 3 goals, 5 assists. That set her high watermark for both points and assists.
Yeah.
So she had a really nice day. That brought this consecutive streak of JMU players winning Player of the Week to 4. With Isabella Peterson winning the prior 3. She herself had
4 goals.
she had a really nice day herself. And she was also recognized in a lacrosse magazine on Wednesday, I believe.
Yeah, we talked a bit about it last week.
Did
Though.
we?
She was on the cover of Women's Lacrosse magazine.
Yes.
And speaking of Elon, that's the team who they beat 18-2, I believe.
18-2. All right.
They demolished them.
That's what we
they
love to see.
Outshot them. It was a dominant game, especially on offense.
We love it. That's what we want to hear more of.
Yeah, Elon had 17 turnovers to JMU's 9. So when you're losing possession of the ball that much, it's not going to turn out well. It was such a dominant performance.
Yeah. So a nice, short, sweet JMU sports report.
Someone say too sweet.
Too sweet?
Too sweet.
Do you guys have anything to add there, or
No.
are we good?
I didn't have anything for Jamie Sports
All right.
this week.
Do you want to move on to hockey? Let's do some hockey.
Let's do that. So history has been set for the Buffalo Sabres, and not in the way you would like. They just set the NHL record for the longest playoff drought, which was 11 years.
That's nothing.
Not bad. Yeah,
Well, not compared to
I haven't
your
made
Mariners.
the playoffs. I haven't made
Mariners
the
have been in
playoffs.
in 20 years.
Yeah, I haven't made the playoffs ever.
Exactly.
So for NHL standards, yeah, Buffalo's they're on currently their second rebuild because Jack Eichel was on. They expect to be the centerpiece for their rebuild, and it's been 5 years, and they still haven't come any closer to making the playoffs. And they've had on paper some really good teams. They just haven't found ways to get it together. But hopefully, this young core can help get them back to the promised land where they have Owen Power, who was the first overall pick, who played for the University of Michigan. He's making his NHL debut, and they got a lot of young prospects coming up. So hopefully they can turn it around. Speaking of Owen Power and the University of Michigan, they were the first seeded team in the NCAA tournament for ice hockey, and they were upset by the University of Denver. University of Michigan had 4 of the top 5 NHL draft picks in last year's draft. They had the first overall pick, the second overall pick, the 4th overall pick, and the 5th overall pick.
That's a lot
All
of picks.
4 of those guys played for University of Michigan, and they got upset by the University of Denver, who later went on to win the NCAA championship. So congratulations to the University of Denver. They are the champions of college hockey.
All right, then.
They were led,
JMU?
huh?
Shane could have beaten them one-on-one.
Yeah.
Definitely 100%.
Well, not one-on-one. It'd be 1-on-6.
6.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Easy.
easy.
Easy day.
Easy.
Easy.
No doubt.
So the leader
Clone
of
Shane.
the University of Denver
We
was
don't even need
Bobby
a clone Shane.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Shane. Back to you.
Bobby Brink led the
That's a good
NCAA in
Bobby
scoring,
Brink.
and he led the University of Denver in points and the NCAA. He's the second round pick of the Philadelphia Flyers, so they're looking forward to adding him on the lineup soon.
All right then.
And the team that lost to the University of Denver in the finals was Minnesota State. And Minnesota State goalie Dryden McKay wins the Hobey Baker Award. For those who don't know, it's pretty much the Heisman Trophy for ice hockey, awarded to the best player. And Dryden McKay is actually the first goalie to ever win the Hobey Baker Award.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's like a goalie to win that. That's kind of
Yeah, it's very
Impressive.
rare, impressive accomplishment. And he's also undrafted.
Huh.
So any team right now can go up and sign him as a free agent.
All right.
He had a 1.34 goals against average and a 931 save percentage.
All right. I heard it might not be from this past week, but I heard a story about the Minnesota State team where they won in an overtime game and then it got overturned. Like after they had done all their celebration, the goal got overturned. So they were out. The other team had already walked to the locker room, and then like 30 minutes later, the officials were like, actually, the goal was under review this whole time, and we've decided it doesn't count. So they had to go out, and obviously they won because they made it to the finals. But they had to go score again. But like, imagine what would have happened if they had done all the celebrations, right?
Yeah.
You know, you hold the trophy, you parade around, you know, you go hug your mom and dad, you know, kiss your girlfriend, and then you lose.
All of that just to get overturned.
And then when it comes back out, the other team wins.
Yeah.
That would
be hilarious. But thank God they won, though, so they didn't have to go through all that.
Right. That'd be awful. I can't think of a worse thing.
Yeah.
Being crowned a winner.
Yeah, so my favorite teams who should really pick up Dryden McKay are the Edmonton Oilers and the New Jersey Devils. They are really lacking in goaltending prospects right now, and he would be a great addition for them. And then the most highly touted college free agent right now is the University of Minnesota captain, Ben Myers. They lost to Minnesota State in the semifinals. He had 37 points in 31 games played. He was one of the finalists for the Hobey Baker Award. And as of right now, 12 teams are interested in signing him.
12,
yeah. So
Good amount of teams.
he's got a lot of options to pick from.
Wouldn't every team want to be on this guy?
Well, yeah, because it's like he's just a free prospect you didn't have to like draft for. It's just picked him out of free agency, sign him for.
Why wouldn't it be
league.
32?
And just because some teams, he's probably already eliminated a few teams just because he just doesn't want to go there. And it just depends like what prospects they already have in their system. Like if they already have guys on their prospect pool that they have space for, they may not see him fitting in well with the pool they have. And I know one of the teams is the Minnesota Wild because he's a University of Minnesota captain. Just that's the team right there. It's a good fit for him. Just not a lot of moving to do, and you just grew up around that kind of culture.
I think he's winning Arizona.
Yeah, no, Arizona,
Yeah.
no doubt.
Arizona.
That's kind of one of the issues, though, because if he wanted to play in the NHL right away, it's hard for me to see him play in the lineup because Minnesota is just stacked, and there's not really a lot of movement for him to just step in.
Yeah.
So, like, if I were him,
Arizona.
that's kind of my only issue with trying to sign with Minnesota, because that's why we had to trade in one of our other free
Arizona.
agents.
Arizona.
Go play for the Coyotes.
Carries them to a NHL.
Playoff berth.
Go to the Sabres.
Nah. It's too
Buffalo?
cold up there.
It's colder than Minnesota?
Yeah,
Oh,
No,
okay. My
it's
bad.
too cold up there.
My bad. Sorry.
He's used to Minnesota. It's too cold up there.
It's a different kind of coldness.
He has to go to down to Arizona where it's nice and the right kind of Minnesota cold.
I can't stand you sometimes. Anyway,
I'm
so
lost.
It's all right.
Okay.
I'm lost when I talk to Jeremy too. Don't worry.
It's okay. Okay.
So, division rival of the Minnesota Wild, the Nashville Predators, one of their players has set a franchise record. Defenseman Roman Josi, the captain, has set the record for most points in a season with 87. He's could be the first defenseman to reach the 90-point mark since Hall of Famer Ray Bourque in 1993. So he's having one of the best offensive seasons for a defenseman ever, at least in the modern era. I think he should be in MVP conversations because MVP is the yes, in my opinion, he should be.
But is he? Is he in the conversation?
From a few of the analysts I've listened to, they have him up there. They don't have him winning, but he's definitely going to be nominated.
Mm.
I have him. I think the definition of MVP is most valuable player. If the Nashville Predators didn't have Roman Josi, I don't think they would be close to a playoff spot right now.
Right.
Because just the amount of the transition game, the setting up his forwards to score, he does everything for that team, and I don't think they would be anywhere close to a playoff spot without him. He's also like 15 points ahead of his next closest teammate. And we're talking about most valuable players. He is the most valuable player to a team. Because Austin Matthews, you still have Mitch Marner, who has 90 points, 30 goals. You still have William Nylander, John Tavares. Like, that team is stacked. If you got rid of Roman Josi, there's not really much else the Nashville Predators have.
Right.
Like, I know Josi Saros, really good goalie, Matt Duchene, putting up a career season, but does that happen without Roman Josi, who helps both of those players out immensely?
Maybe not.
Having a guy like him.
I mean, for me, like having MVP conversations, I feel like you can't really like consider a player more or less depending on their surroundings. I think it's the best player. Whoever puts up the best numbers is the MVP in my opinion. But
well, my argument to that is, at least for the NHL, you have the Ted Lindsay Award, which is the most outstanding player.
mm-hmm.
So to me, that's kind of the award for who had the best season, who is the most outstanding player in the league. And that's obviously going to be Austin Matthews because he's doing something that hasn't been done. He's going to get 60 goals. He maybe even gets 70, and it hasn't been done in over 10 years.
Yeah.
So I think he can have that award easily.
Mm-hmm.
But when we're talking about most valuable player to a team, I think Roman Josi fits that criteria a lot better.
Right, but that's not how they do things. Like, they have similar stuff in a lot of sports. Like, they have offensive and defensive player of the year in the NFL, but the MVP goes to, the quarterback with the best numbers, right?
Yeah.
Generally, not always, but 95% of the time.
Well, my argument in recent history, when Taylor Hall won the MVP when he played for the New Jersey Devils,
Mm-hmm.
he wasn't the best player that season, but he was the most valuable player for New Jersey. He had 90 points, and his next closest teammate had 60.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. My whole thing is like, why should we punish Austin Matthews? Like, because I feel like a MVP looks a little bit better on your like hockey reference page than Lindsay Award.
Also, you could say the same thing with Austin Matthews, right? Toronto's not where they are without him. Toronto is.
But they still have big names in the lineup. Like if Austin Matthews went down, you still have Mitch Marner, who's an amazing talent. You have John Tavares and William Nylander. Like after Roman Josi, you don't have the big names besides Roman Josi.
Got Matt Duchene. He's having a good season.
Yeah, but
he's a big name.
Does he have that season if he's not playing with Roman Josi?
Do those guys have those seasons if they don't play with Austin Matthews?
You don't know these things. This is all hypothetical. I'm just saying the attention Matthews draws, the attention Roman Josi draws, all of these things. If you just snap them out of existence, you can't sit here and tell me that the Predators would be awful, and that the
of course we'll never get. These are all hypothetical,
right?
Obviously.
I know. I'm just.
I don't think you should decide an award off of hypotheticals.
Right.
That's my point.
Yeah.
Like you can't punish a player for.
No, we're not punishing. Like definitely, Austin Matthews is second place in my opinion. He's definitely in contention for that award.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, if I had to choose, Roman Josi would be it over Austin Matthews
That's
for most
fair.
valuable player to their team.
Okay.
All right.
And like I've seen Mitch Marner play, and I've seen that Leafs team. Like they are a much better team depth wise, and I know that there's no replacing Matthews, but I think they're still a playoff team even if you don't have Austin Matthews.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Right. And then my last bit of NHL news is that the general manager for the San Jose Sharks has stepped down, Doug Wilson. He retired citing health concerns, and he's been GM of the San Jose Sharks for 19 seasons. And during those 19 seasons, the San Jose Sharks have been the third best regular season team during that time. And the San Jose Sharks were always one of those teams. They were always good, but never good enough. They've had some really great players, some really great teams, but they just couldn't get it done. But that shouldn't discredit the legacy he has with the San Jose Sharks. His biggest highlights, they were in the Stanley Cup Finals in 2016. They lost to the Pittsburgh Penguins in 6 games. They made it to the conference finals 3 times. One of his biggest trades was the Joe Thornton trade. He was having an MVP kind of season for Boston, and then Boston decided to trade him and proceeded to continue his pace with the San Jose Sharks, and he's been a cornerstone player ever since. Even though Joe Thornton has left the San Jose Sharks to try to pursue a cup, the all-time greatest Shark. He also acquired future Norris Trophy defenseman Brent Burns. He made that trade from Minnesota, and Brent Burns has been one of the best offensive defensemen these past decade. He also did really well in acquiring some of these prospects in the draft. He got Joe Pavelski, who was a 7th-round pick. Phenomenal scouting job by him and his staff. He also traded up to get Logan Couture. It was one of those situations where he had like a middle first-round pick, and he traded into the top 10 for like a first, a second, and a third. So he gave up a lot, like very risky to trade. You better get the right guy, and he sure as heck did with Logan Couture, who's their current captain, and has been a monster in the playoffs. And also Thomas Hertl, who they just gave a massive extension, who's having a good season too. Of course, he's always going to be criticized for not having any Stanley Cups, but again, it's a very hard award to win, and he got close so many times. Like losing to the eventual Cup champions in St. Louis that one year when they got Erik Karlsson. And then, of course, Pittsburgh, those back-to-back teams were just loaded. So, And then he hasn't really left the San Jose Sharks in a good situation either, because all those years of contention have left them with a lot of older players on these very expensive contracts, and they're hard to move. So a rebuild is going to be difficult if you're going to have to keep these lines in
the lineup. Guess what?
What?
They're still not eliminated from the playoffs.
They're still in it. They got this.
They're still in it. I'm looking at the standings right now, because there's been a little bit of movement and some stuff to just keep an eye on, but they're still in it. They got 67 points. I don't know how they're still in it, but they're not eliminated. So
they're
one
not
last
mathematically eliminated yet.
One last hurrah. They've got less points than the Ducks, who are eliminated, but you still got a chance.
Man, what happened to your Ducks?
They ran out of gas, honestly.
Yeah. And it doesn't help that they traded everybody at the deadline.
Well, yeah, that's because they ran out of gas.
And I think John Gibson really didn't have a good stretch after the second half of the season.
When you're putting him out there to play 55 games, his last 10 haven't been very good. And counting.
He's already, how many games has he played so far?
He's 50 in, and he's going to play some more.
So he's going to be at like 55-ish?
Yeah, probably.
It's kind of your average for a starting NHL goaltender.
Is it?
Yeah.
Feels like a lot.
Usually your starter is going to play about 50, 60 games.
Oh, well. Next year. That's the one. They're not ready for him.
They got a lot of young prospects.
But the Sharks are still in it.
They're not making it.
They're going to make it.
That's what you say.
They're not going to make it.
You know what I hear? I hear some Jaws music coming on.
This is the same guy who didn't say Austin Matthews doesn't deserve the MVP.
Right,
so.
and that means
I didn't say he didn't deserve it.
I feel like that's what
I
you
say
said.
Roman Josi deserves it.
I feel like what you were saying was Austin Matthews doesn't deserve it because Roman Josi deserves it.
Stop construing my words.
I don't think
that's a T-board right there.
Yeah. I don't think we are.
I don't even know what he said because I don't know what it means.
Yeah.
Austin Matthews definitely deserves it. It's just I think Roman Josi,
but he should
have
consideration because Roman Josi should.
Because Yosi's on a worse team.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Well, because it's most valuable player, and Roman Josi is the most valuable player.
I disagree.
In the team.
I disagree.
I don't know.
Well, it's all right. We can disagree.
60 goals is kind of valuable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd say.
So is having a 90-point defenseman, which hasn't been done in over almost 30 years now.
And just give it to a goalie then. I say a team.
Well,
with
Igor
an-
Shesterkin's still up there too.
I
Give it
say
to Talbot.
I think by your logic, it should go to the Vezina winner every single year, because if they didn't have the Vezina winner, then that team would probably not be nearly as good as they were.
Well, it really depends on the situation, because those Caps teams that were really good in the regular season, they didn't have to have Holtby to do really well.
Right. But like Shesterkin this year, you just replace him with a league average goalie. You know where the Rangers are? Not where they are right now.
Maybe a borderline wildcard team.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. The most valuable player.
Like we're saying, there's multiple players that deserve a most valuable player award. It's just only one person can win it, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm. And Austin Matthews should.
He's definitely deserving of it. I just think Roman Josi deserves it more.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
We can agree to disagree,
All right.
even if you don't
I'm
fully
gonna disagree
understand
to
my
agree.
logic.
I completely understand your logic. It's just wrong.
It's also called an opinion.
Nope. There's only facts.
And those can be wrong.
And the
You
facts
cannot
are whatever
have a
my
wrong
opinion
That's
is.
why it's called an opinion.
I'm gonna let you think about that one for a second.
But
Oh, don't go into that, Jeremy.
I didn't hear what
We're
happened.
talking about sports. I can't. stand
All
it
I said
sometimes.
was
He said you can't have a wrong opinion, and I was like, yeah, you can. You can. You can have a wrong opinion, definitely.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna throw out an example, but I was.
Stephen Kwan is a Hall of Famer.
I feel like my opinion is fair.
It is. It's a
No.
fair opinion.
Yeah.
But it's wrong.
I don't have an opinion.
Yeah.
Good for you. I'm
I was
glad.
just trying to make a conversation out of it, and it's gone too far.
But yeah, I was just looking at. We were talking about the standings last show, right? The Knights have been kicked out in favor of Dallas as of now.
Well, Dallas has held that second wild card for a bit.
Yeah, but they weren't as of our last show. And the Kings look like they are in danger of falling out because they are currently 2 points up on the Knights, but they played one more game. So,
Yeah, the Kings could. I think I
Kings
said
fall.
last show that if any team is going to fall out of it, maybe the Kings, just because they're still very young, and then the season stretch, they could lose some of that momentum.
I'm still waiting on Edmonton to fall. They're only up 6 points on the Knights with the same amount of games played.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen, but it'd be fun. It wouldn't be fun, actually. It wouldn't.
It wouldn't be
I'd
fun.
hate that. I hate
I would
if
hate
they-
not having.
Yeah, I'd hate it if
Draisaitl
they
in
didn't make the playoffs. Yeah. Oh well.
It's okay. The Flames are better.
They are.
Yeah.
No argument there.
All right. I'm glad we can agree on something. I'm sorry to interrupt you. You were talking about the Sharks, dude.
Their GM.
Yeah,
Who stepped down.
Who stepped down and left him in a bad situation.
No, it's pretty much done. Because we talked after that, we started talking about the Sharks making it.
Yeah, because they can, and they
Yeah.
they absolutely will.
No, they won't.
Just like how the Ducks will make the playoffs this year.
Oh,
Yeah,
whack whack, baby. They
Quack,
got
quack,
it. I
always.
believe.
Yeah.
I believe Troy Terry.
They're better than math. They don't need math.
They got
They're just gonna break into the playoffs and be like, I'm here now.
They got
Someone
fun.
leave.
your teams. They're winning. The Ducks got fun. No, okay. I don't think Shane agrees.
Yeah,
I don't know what you said.
The Ducks have fun. Like they're a fun.
yeah, they're a
The
fun
other
team.
teams they just win. You know, the Ducks are fun.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm tired.
They are a fun team to watch.
They are a fun team to
they're a
watch.
fun team to watch. Quack.
Quack. Anyways,
Yeah, that's all I have for ice hockey.
that's all we got for ice hockey.
That's all you have for ice hockey?
Jeremy, do you have anything for ice hockey?
No, I went through the standings
Oh.
and all the things that I thought were interesting.
Yeah, I don't have anything for ice hockey.
We
either.
also already talked about Austin Matthews, which is someone I wanted to talk about,
Mhm.
but we did it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
Good
He's
job,
almost at
Shane.
60.
Good job preparing.
yeah, way to go, Shane.
What do you think? So, of all the teams that clinched a playoff spot right now, the weirdest one for me is the New York Rangers.
Yeah.
Because I didn't think they would have a 100-point season this year. I thought they were still really young, but the emergence of Igor Shesterkin as a Vezina caliber goalie, and then Chris Kreider having a 50-goal season, which is over 20 more than his previous career high.
That is the value of having a Vezina caliber goalie on your team. MVP, some might say.
What?
Sorry,
How does
I zoned out
goaltending
a little bit, and like I heard like the second half of your question, and what he said lined up with nothing you said. And
Yeah.
so I'm just
I'm
very
like, how does
confused.
goaltending help somebody have 20 more goals compared to his last career high?
Because confidence, magic.
Confidence.
Yeah.
Winning.
Winning.
It's that atmosphere, the
Yeah,
morale.
Well, I think it's also because we haven't really had a full season in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so probably if he had played a full season, maybe his career highs would have been closer to like 30 or 40 goals instead of just having a dramatic jump to.
No, I think a lot of people thought the Rangers were going to be good, just not this good.
Yeah.
And a lot of that comes back to the people who you said had breakout seasons, which that's what a team needs. They've got their core, they're ready, they're going to be dangerous for a long time.
Also very young.
Yeah.
Which
They eat their cornflakes.
They do eat their cornflakes. It's only cornflakes in their locker room, actually.
And Igor Shesterkin has played really well against the Penguins, and if that's their first round matchup, I feel sorry for them.
Yeah.
Because he's only let in 4 goals the past 3 times he's played Pittsburgh.
Mm.
So
All right.
I am not feeling. If I'm a Penguins fan, I would be worried about going against New York.
I'd be worried about any team going against New York, honestly, other than Florida and
It would be
Tampa.
a fun series.
What's that?
The New York Rangers versus the Carolina Hurricanes. Just Tony DeAngelo. He was a locker room cancer in New York, so they got rid of him, and he's playing for the Hurricanes. So having a full 7 series where he has to get booed in Madison Square Garden, that would be a fun series to watch.
All right. Yeah, that would be fun. There's lots of fun potential matchups in the NHL playoffs this year.
Yeah.
So,
I'm excited to see the full playoff picture kind of come
There's
together.
a lot of contenders.
mhm.
I mean, you have like what? 4 teams just in the East with 100 points already.
Yeah, the East is super stacked, and then you have Colorado and
Yeah.
Calgary are the big ones in the West.
There's
Yeah,
gonna be
there's 5 teams with 100 points with
and
a
there's
ton of
gonna
games
be
left.
there's gonna be like 3 more teams in the West that get to 100 too, maybe.
Yeah.
So
I'd say Minnesota and St. Louis are the closest, right?
Calgary's at 97, Minnesota, St. Louis are at 94,
Yeah. So
and Edmonton's at 90 for what it's worth. But
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll. Maybe
I don't know.
With
With
the Ducks.
especially with the
they just need 30 more points,
How many games are left?
like 10.
like tennis, yeah.
They
They play so well.
They've got 8 points left. Eight games left.
They're halfway there. Halfway.
Good luck to them.
Absolutely.
I believe.
Good luck. Yeah. So there's gonna be. I don't know if it's if there's. I know there's not normally this many 100-point teams, because
Well, the Eastern Conference was a lot more top heavy than expected this year.
right, but also in the West you have the possibility of 4 as well. So it's not like I don't know. Just the league.
Yeah, it
feels
wasn't
very-
as close as I thought it would be this season. It's just like the playoff teams just really set themselves apart from the non-playoff teams this year.
Yeah, that's what you need. Have a nice convincing start.
Yeah.
Anyway, Hayden,
Yeah.
we want to talk about some baseball
I can talk about some baseball.
because baseball's back.
Baseball is back.
Baseball's back.
What happened?
What do you mean? What happened?
Do you not hear that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Sirens.
Yeah.
I feel
They're-
like
they're-
they've been going off.
They've been
a
going on
lot
for
lately.
a minute now.
They're excited that baseball's here.
They're excited that
They wanted
baseball's
to. They
back.
wanted to go like wee woo wee woo.
It's so weird how
baseball's
we
here.
went from. I feel like just yesterday we were talking about the lockout, and now the full on baseball season.
Yeah, they've played. Some teams have played 5 games already.
Yeah.
It's been insane.
It's great.
It is great.
We
I
love
love
it.
baseball. So there's a couple things that we
Mhm.
want to talk about. One of the more breaking-ish news. The Learners might be selling the Nationals.
Yeah.
Which is haven't been the best owners, but they've been pretty good owners. So I'll be interested to see who will buy them. I've seen Jeff Bezos.
I mean, he's been floating around like every single team. He was supposed to buy the Lions. He's
Mm.
supposed to buy the Broncos. He's supposed to literally any team you could think of. People would be like, Jeff Bezos.
As a Nationals
Can you buy our
fan, how
team?
would you feel about him being the owner?
If he actually like competes, and he's like Steve Cohen, who is the owner of the Mets, and like doesn't care about like the luxury tax or anything, I would love that.
I mean, I don't generally I don't care about the owner unless they're an awful human being.
Unless they're like, I don't care about the owner unless they're like, you know, the A's owner, the Pirates owner, the Reds owner, who just don't really care, and they want to run the team for as little as possible and have a terrible on the field product.
Yeah.
The Orioles owner too.
Mhm.
You know, which,
As long as they're not, as long as they try, like they don't have to go out of their way.
Yeah.
I'd be ecstatic if he just spent
yeah,
money there, but like as long as they're not putting out the worst team possible.
So you seem indifferent to it?
I don't care.
it's
I
one of
don't.
those things where
If I was rich enough to buy it, then I'd care.
it's one of those things where as long as they're not terrible, like you don't really care. I mean, always you wish they would spend more, but like as long as if the Nats can easily sustain like $180 million payroll year after year, if they can do that and they just do that every year, like I'll be like, oh, I wish they spent more, but like I can't complain because the Pirates are sitting over here with like 70 mil. So it's could be worse.
It could be worse.
But they might also not sell. They might just sell part of the state, or like get a minority investment or something. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah.
Came out like a day ago.
There's gonna be groups put together to buy teams. There always
Yeah.
are. They'll get an investment group. They'll have like 5 or 6 super rich people in there, and they'll be like, okay, we'll buy 50% of it, and we'll split it equally, or something like that. And then someone else will grab the majority. That's just how it works nowadays.
But I mean, it's crazy because like Forbes like values the Nationals at like $2 billion, and
I think that sounds right.
that's right. But when you think back in 2006, they bought the Nationals for $450 million,
Yeah.
which that's a lot of money, a lot more money.
It's a solid investment.
But it's a dying sport. It's a dying sport.
Yeah, the owners
baseball
don't make
teams
any
make no money.
Yeah,
All that.
you
It's
feel
just
bad for the owners.
right.
Like they only get a what is that, 250% increase? Only 200% increase on their investment
Over
in 20 years. Less than that.
less than
15
18 years. Yeah. It's
I
Terrible.
feel bad for the
Terrible
owners,
investment.
honestly.
they're
Like,
better off putting it in the stock market,
yeah, I don't think there's a more risky investment than a baseball team.
right?
Now. Yeah.
Right, Shane?
I also heard the fans want the Baltimore Orioles to get a new owner or something like that.
Yes. Because the Orioles just got like $1.5 billion in like free money from the government of Maryland, maybe Baltimore. It's one of the two. I think it's Maryland. To just like make their stadium prettier. But
I thought they already had a good stadium.
they have one of the
They have a very nice stadium.
So why doesn't he?
I don't know. I think the funniest thing was not funny, it's sad, is that they're handing out $1.5 billion to like a sports team,
Yeah.
but there's quite literally you could solve hunger in Maryland for like 700 million.
Yeah, I was gonna say you
It's-
could use that money towards better things.
Way
like
better things.
baseball
But baseball team.
Baseball team.
We love capitalism. And woo, sports. Yeah. It's fun stuff. I mean, like I know the Reds owner today. They're like
Yeah.
his son. He was like they're like, "Oh, how do you think fans are going to react to like you tearing down the team when you were like this close to like being a contender?" Like, where else are they going to
Where else
go?
are they going to go?
Where else are they going to go?
Where else are they going to go?
Wow, what a smug response.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's like floating around on the internet right now. Another thing that is floating around on the internet right now is last night in 6 innings, or was it 6? I'm pretty sure it was 6 innings. Alec Boehm, third baseman for the Phillies, made 3 errors, which isn't a very great defensive performance by him. And then after he made a routine ground ball and I got the out, the
Phillies
fans
fans went crazy.
they went crazy.
that is classic
Oh,
Philadelphia.
yeah, it's Philadelphia.
That is
Yeah.
Philadelphia for you.
And the camera,
Yeah.
they cut because they're gonna cut to him after making the play, and you saw him say, "I hate this expletive place,"
Mhm.
Which then also did rounds on Twitter, and I just wanted to know how you guys felt about that.
That's hilarious.
I mean, when you're in Philly and you're just having a bad game and that's just the crowd response, you're just going to get emotional and you're just going to like mutter something under your breath.
That
And
is
unfortunately, the cameras are going to catch that.
that is quintessential Philly right there.
Yeah.
That is Philly fans for you. It's awesome. It's an awesome sports city. But think about it,
It's
Hayden.
so toxic.
It is.
Yeah.
Think about it, Hayden. We were watching the Nats game.
Uh-huh.
There's a guy playing third base for the Nationals named Michael Franco.
Yeah,
and
but we're doing it at the
weren't
TV.
we doing a
We're-
similar thing?
We're doing it at the TV though. It's different.
Is it different?
I would never do that in person.
Okay. Basically, he kept getting a ground ball and running to third base instead of throwing it to first to get the out.
And like the first time he did throw it to first, or one of the two,
It
was
is an error.
very wide
Yeah.
throw. It was not good.
So he was like, he can't throw it. And then when he finally made the throw, Hayden went crazy.
I did.
He went crazy. He was like, oh my God, he
I'm a
did it.
hypocrite. What can I
So,
say?
no, Hayden said he wouldn't do it at an actual game. Would you do it, Jeremy?
Yeah.
That's the answer I expected.
Yeah. Look, I'm not going to change my behavior in front of a TV or in
Yeah.
front of a.
So you're
So I
not.
have no moral backbone.
Yeah.
Look,
I just
if-
like
if-
the two sides of the coin here. You have someone who wouldn't do it in real life and someone who did. But you would both do it on the safety of a screen.
course.
I wouldn't do it. It depends. It would depend on the people I went to the game with.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't do it if I went to the game with my dad.
You won the game with me though.
Because I went to a game with my dad last season, and there was this dude who wasn't the best at hitting. I forget who it was
For the Nats?
for the Nats. It was Mercer,
Jordy Mercer?
Jordy Mercer, and the game before he had hit a home run,
Mhm.
right? So every time he got up to the plate, I was like, "Oh, he's hot right now. He's hot." Every single time,
Mhm.
and my dad was like, "Just stop. It's not funny." I was like, "Okay, I guess I can't." So yeah,
I
you
mean,
know.
there's definitely different sense of humors, you know? Everyone finds different things funny.
So
Uh,
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, he did strike out every single time he was out.
of course, Jordy Mercer. No offense to Jordy Mercer, you're an MLB caliber player. Congrats. But
But he was hot.
he's not the best. There are better options than Jordy Mercer. Another fun thing, sports, all about sticking up for your team and all that. The Cubs got hit in their weekend series 3 times, right? I think it was 3 times. One of them hit their catcher in the knee, and there's a history of the Brewers throwing at the Cubs in general and hitting their hitters. And so then they had this rookie, the Cubs had a rookie come out of the pen and throw a cutter away on Andrew McCutchen, and then threw at him 3 times, and on the 3rd time he finally hit him, and there was this whole thing. And after the game, McCutchen then came out and was like, if I don't mind that he threw at me, but I wish he would have started with that. Because, after he threw that pitch away, I thought we were all good, all in the clear. I was going to get thrown at. And then threw at him 3 straight pitches. It took him 2 tries to hit him, too, which is, really, really, come on, man.
If you're going to hit him, hit the guy.
Yeah, hit him. Don't miss 3 times. And there was a whole fight. And I don't know. I think it's weird throwing at McCutchen, too. Because McCutchen's not this is his first year with the Brewers.
Yeah.
He quite literally just came with the team, and the Brewers, the big issue has been they've hit him 28 times over the past 3 seasons or whatever with those 3 times. And I just, how do you guys feel? I don't know. I feel conflicted.
Is it intentional?
Yes.
Not on the Brewers side.
Oh,
I don't think it's intentional.
some of it is.
The hitting McCutchen was definitely intentional.
It's like it's a similar thing to a vigilante justice in hockey. Where they'll go fight the dude.
Yeah. Well, you're
You
allowed
just-
to in hockey. I don't know if that.
You're not supposed to, but
it's
It's part of the culture.
it's kind of an unwritten rule where if you, as long as it's not egregious, as long as you don't aim for their head.
but the thing is because a reason why some of the Cubs kept getting hit is the Brewers like to pitch up and in,
Yeah.
right? And when you're pitching up and in,
That's close to the face.
you're gonna lose control. I mean, you saw the Nats hit 2 guys in the face this weekend, and it's just players are throwing harder and harder, and they're losing control when they're throwing harder and harder, especially now that you can't use spider tack
or anything really.
or anything, the grip on it other than like rosin. And so it's just not good.
Yeah.
I don't like intentionally hitting players. I just think
I
that's
don't like it either. I don't. I think
Yeah.
there has to be another way
Especially
to
when,
be like, I'm mad at you.
strike them out.
It's part of the game, and even though it's not allowed,
It is like hockey. I also don't like that.
fighting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you just like, oh, you
because you're not supposed because you're allowed to fight in hockey,
Yeah, it's part of the
but then you
culture.
go to the penalty box for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You know,
these guys get
You're-
suspended
you're-
for 2 games.
yeah, they get suspended for 2 games or just some minor like that. It's very comparable. Like where you're technically not supposed to do it, but like it's part of the game.
Well, it's a lot more hockey. Fighting is definitely a lot more a part of the culture.
It's a whole penalty, my man. It's a major penalty. You're not
But-
supposed to do it.
But
It's a massive part of the culture
Yeah.
in baseball too. Like,
like,
there's
how severe are the punishments for it?
suspended
it
like
ranges.
3 to 5 games.
It
Yeah, but,
ranges
like, that's-
based on repeat offense. Where you hit them, how
Yeah.
bad it really was.
Yeah, but like hockey for fighting, the punishments are like not as close to as.
Well,
severe
I
as
mean, they
baseball.
also have
They-
twice the length of the season.
Yeah,
Yeah.
twice as many games.
And players who do fight constantly, they get suspended, don't they?
who fight.
like-
only if it's like a dirty.
No.
thing.
Oh, okay.
You only get suspended for like dirty hits or like
Okay.
cross checks to the face. Like if
But
there's-
that will lead to fighting.
Yes.
So it's similar. It's obviously not the exact same because it's
Yeah.
not like baseball players are going out there throwing hands. They've got a projectile weapon.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, sometimes because like Harper, right? When he was up the Nats,
That's
he, like,
that's a response to getting hit most of the time.
yeah, but like he homered off of Hunter Strickland, right?
Mhm.
And so then Hunter Strickland, was like, because you homered off me, and like Harper looked at it
Did a
a
bad
little too long, he threw it at him and he hit him.
because it's disrespectful.
And it's just, I don't know, it's very tired, and it's just not a good part of the game.
But it's ingrained in the game. It's getting better
Mm-hmm.
because it's not like, oh
Players
my god,
are bat flipping now and not getting thrown at.
you looked at a home run too long. I'm gonna try and hurt you.
Mhm.
It's not like that.
I mean, some players still do that.
I know, but
That's
there-
like a mad bum
there-
thing to do.
there's
would be
there's a shift in the game where it's like, yeah, these guys are celebrating when they do something good, and that's okay. Instead
is
of
good.
just, oh my god, I just hit a ball 450 feet. Let me just trot around the bases like it was a routine kind of thing.
you don't have to be stoic anymore. You
Yeah.
can
To
show
be
a little
excited,
emotion.
Yeah.
It's great. It's great for the game, honestly.
Yeah, for sure.
But it is ingrained in the culture.
I mean, that's like the whole like with Freddie Freeman and the whole like Braves way, and like he like wiped eye black off of Ronald Acuna's face because he just had too much on, and it's like not the Braves way, and like kind of just I don't know. It felt like the way I read it was Acuna felt like he was getting like belittled a little bit
Mhm.
by a guy who's the face of the Braves franchise for however many years he played for them.
Right.
And it's just that doesn't have place in the game. It's kind of archaic. Right? Did I use that word right?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go. SAT word by me.
Congratulations. I think this is the first time we can say you used an SAT word.
I used an SAT word for the very first time. I learned that in intro to public relations yesterday. We watched the video.
We did.
It was really bad.
I think.
It was like one of like those blue. It was just a blue screen
Oh.
and text rolling over it.
Oh, it was because they were talking about like employee relations,
Yeah.
right? So what they did is they pulled up like a 5-minute YouTube video of someone like, guys, Walmart treats the employees really bad, but it was text on a blue screen with like sad music in the background. Like
It wasn't even that sad of music. It was.
it was like stock music, attempting to be sad.
It was like sad pop music, if that makes sense.
It's like, guys, this is what happened to me, and and it'd be like 2 sentences, but it stayed on the screen for 2 minutes, and then it'd be like another 2 sentence.
And they used the word archaic in it. And that's where I learned the word.
It's one of those videos.
Yeah.
It was not good.
No, it wasn't.
But I had fun. I was laughing. Anyways, something I want to do with the little MLB segments is I want to give a highlight a player in each of both the American League and the National League. I'm going to start in the National League. Seiya Suzuki came over from Japan this
Mhm.
offseason. And a lot of people are like, oh, how well is he going to adjust? Because we've seen players in the past, Yoshi Tsutsugo, and
There was a dude the Angels signed before Otani that didn't pan out.
I don't remember. I'm trying to remember the guy who was with the Reds and they recently DFA'd him. Is it Shogo Akiyama?
No
I think
idea.
it's Shogo Akiyama.
I remember there was a guy from Japan
Mm-hmm.
in like 2012.
Oh, I wasn't watching that.
He
I
signed
didn't know
with
baseball
the,
existed.
he signed with the Angels. I don't know his name, but he signed with the Angels
Uh-huh.
because that they're the Angels. They do stuff like that, and I never heard of him from him again.
Okay.
Um,
I mean, have that all the time. The Diamondbacks gave this massive contract to this from a player from Cuba, and he's had like 150 plate appearances in the big leagues, and that contract expired a while ago. But I mean, half of those were with the Nats because they released him, and then he just went and tried to play for the Nats for a little bit. He's Manny Tomas.
Oh,
yeah,
all right,
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, word's hard. Seiya had a really good opening series against the Brewers. His plate approach looks like it was a lot better than some of the other rookies we saw this
Mhm.
year, and so it's hopefully he does well for the Cubs. I think that'll be really good for the Cubs.
Hit a home run.
Hit a
was
home
on
run
base a
off.
bunch.
Yeah, walked a ton.
Yeah.
Had
He
a
had
really good series.
Yeah.
One of the better players in the National League in F4. There's nothing
It's
compared.
been like 5 games.
Yeah, it's been like 4. But he's nothing compared to Stephen Kwan
Stephen Kwan.
for the Cleveland Guardians. Just insane. He swung the bat 26 times, has not missed a ball once.
Wow.
The next closest is Eloy Jimenez of the White Sox with 18, and Ryan Jeffers of the Minnesota Twins with 12. So swung the bat a lot more. I cannot speak today. Anyways,
It happens.
he is the second player since 1933 to have a 5-hit game within
I believe in you. Just
Within
go
his
nice and slow.
first-
Nice and slow.
3 games.
First 3 games. 5 hits.
5
first 3
hits.
games.
A 5-hit game.
In one of his first 3 games.
Yes. There we go.
Yeah.
Since 1933, the last one to do it was Yerman Mercedes, the White Sox last year. Remember him?
I do remember him.
Haven't heard from him after the first 2 months. So hopefully Kwan does it a little bit better. And he also, leads the league in F4. That's all I have.
Yeah. No, he's
Kwan.
he's been swinging the bat real well.
Really well.
It does help that they played the Royals.
Yeah, the Royals pitching was not good this week.
Yeah, their pitching is not great, but any major league pitching is not easy to hit against. So
True.
Yeah.
I can't remember who they play next.
I don't know. Oh, they're playing someone right now. I was looking at it. They're playing the Reds right now.
Oh, and hey, Hunter Green already threw, so it'll be an easy game for him.
They're playing. They're facing Molly.
Yeah, easy. That guy's totally not like a.
He's batting .692.
Oh, and he's gotten out.
No, he walked.
Oh.
He's
Yeah.
0 for 0 with a walk.
I think it's sustainable. Like he almost has a 900 on base percentage.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's sustainable, right, Jen?
900 on base.
Getting on
percentage.
base 90% of the times, you come to the plate. That's sustainable, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
I don't see why not.
I mean, it lines up with his career numbers.
Yeah. Where else would he go?
But yeah, it's funny. I think the Cleveland, or not Cleveland, it is the Visit Cleveland account. They're like, oh yeah, we're a Stephen Kwan fan account now. I think MLB put out an article. It's like, oh, is he on a Hall of Fame? Is he on a Hall of Fame track already?
I mean, yeah, if he keeps going,
4 games into the season.
if he keeps up his career numbers, he is the best player of all time.
I mean, he's nothing to Pud Galvin.
Goodness.
Started the most starts in 1885.
We've talked about this. It doesn't count.
It does count.
It doesn't count.
It counts.
Okay.
Okay. Anyways, that's all I had for baseball.
So you have for baseball?
Yeah.
Right. Well, I'm very excited because the NBA playoffs start tonight.
Do they?
They do. The play-in games start tonight.
That's true.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna run through we're gonna run through these playoffs. We're gonna go round by round. You ready for that, Shane?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Sweet. Gonna start with the play-in games.
Okay.
We're gonna start in the Eastern Conference.
Okay, beautiful.
Yeah, just gonna go through the entire Eastern Conference and then switch over to the West.
That's what I did when I did this.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
So, in the 9-10 matchup,
Mm-hmm.
we have the Charlotte Hornets playing the Atlanta Hawks. What do you guys have happening there?
I have Atlanta winning that.
I have Atlanta as well.
See, I'm getting a call from Kennedy Flora. No. I have the Charlotte Hornets winning,
Actually?
actually.
Oh, okay.
The Hornets, they've got Lonzo Ball, they've got Bridges, they've got all these guys that I think just in a one-game set against the Hawks, I know Trae Young might go off, but I think this is going to be a close game where either side could win, and I think you're really discounting the team that is Charlotte.
I mean, I'm not discounting them. I think it's going to be a really good game.
They're
I
hot
think,
right now, too.
I think that's one of the more competitive playing games.
Yeah.
To start.
Also, heads up, the computer's about to die, so we might not get this all on live.
Okay.
I just flipped a coin and I was like, all right, Atlanta it is.
All right, moving on. The other playing game in the East is the Nets versus the Cavs. One of the Cavs players, Jarrett Allen, will not be playing in this game. He is their starting center. What is happening?
Oof. Well, if I would have known that, I have Cleveland on there, but I didn't know that.
Are you serious? Do you actually have Cleveland?
Yeah.
Don't they have Kyrie back?
Yeah, they
That's
got Kyrie.
Kyrie full-time
Ben
now?
Simmons is not playing in the playing game, but he might be there for the playoffs. They got Kevin Durant. I mean, you do you, my man, but I don't see any way the Nets lose this game.
Well, yes, because I know everything there is to know about the NBA, and I'm just not picking out of, oh, I think they were good at one point.
I thought you knew Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving were on the Nets.
We've been talking about Kyrie Irving. Like
Oh, I thought they played for Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Well,
that's Brooklyn Nets.
What was I thinking?
I don't know.
Do you
I thought
want-
they played for Brooklyn.
Do you want to change your mind?
Hold up.
I think you already changed.
Oh, I
his
think I
mind.
thought that. Wait. What are the New York teams again? There's
The Knicks.
The
The
Knicks.
The Nets.
The Nets. I thought they played for the
The Nets.
Knicks.
Yeah.
I thought they played for the Knicks. That's
No,
why I
played
was
for the
confused.
Nets.
I understand. Do you want to change your answer?
Yeah. Let's
Okay.
go with Brooklyn.
Okay.
Because I forgot
Okay.
Good.
what that was.
I'm assuming you have Brooklyn too.
Yes.
Okay. I'm glad we're on the same page.
Yes.
And then in the 1-8 matchup, you got the Heat versus, in your case, the Hawks, and in my case, the Hornets.
The Heat.
The Heat, the Miami Heat, are the 1 seed. They will be playing the winner of the Hawks versus the Hornets.
I thought. Oh, I misdid this. I thought I got the playing rules wrong then. Because then I thought then the losing team plays. So the Cavs would play the Hawks or the Hornets.
The playing rules are weird.
So the winner of the
The 7-8 game.
The
loser
winner
of
of the
seven-
7-8 game goes on to play Boston.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then the winner of the 9-10 faces the loser of the 7-8.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
That's
they
where I'm
face
confused.
off for the 8th seed to go against Miami.
All right.
Yes.
So then, yeah, the second round play-in.
hmm
You've got
the
Hornets versus
Hawks.
Cavs in the second round play-in.
Well, you have Hornets.
Oh, sorry.
We have
yes,
Hawks.
yes. Hawks versus Cavs.
And I
Hornets
have
versus
Hawks
Cavs.
beating the Cavs.
All right. What about you?
I will have the Hawks.
All right. I'm gonna go with the Cavs.
Okay.
I think they're a really good team. You got Darius Garland there. And I think they're just they're gonna take that one.
Fair enough.
But
All right.
Are they really going to beat Miami though?
No.
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 Yeah. So let's
Yeah,
get that up.
yeah, so-
Miami's going to beat whoever.
Yes.
that
How many
eighth seed
games?
is.
How many games you got that one?
I didn't do games.
I mean, you can just
It's
pick
4.
one.
25.
Okay, it's a 7-game series.
It's going to be really close.
I've got the Heat in 5 there.
I'll do 6. Just
All right.
to be fun.
The 4-5 matchup, Sixers versus Raptors. What you guys got there?
Ooh, that's a close matchup. What did I put down? I think I put down Toronto.
Toronto. All right.
Yeah, I like the upset.
I did 76ers.
I've got Sixers in 6. Yeah.
I'll have Toronto in 7.
All right then.
Sixers in 5. Easy.
Cool. Moving on. Bucks Bulls.
Bucks in 6.
Bucks in 6. I've got Bucks in 4.
Yeah. Playing the same thing.
Giannis is too good. You know.
Yeah.
The Bulls have been they were hot at the beginning of the season. They kind of limped off towards the end.
Gotcha.
In the last in the first round of the East, we got the Nets versus the Celtics. We all got the Nets there. Nets Celtics.
I have Celtics.
Celtics.
Yeah, I like the Celtics team.
Yeah, I have the Celtics too.
See, I think I was surprised you guys picked the Celtics.
Uh-huh.
Because I thought I'd have to do some explaining there. I also have the Celtics.
Yeah.
That defense is historically great.
Don't they have like 2 guys, at least 2, defensive player of the year candidates?
Yeah, that defense is historically great. I think that's enough. I think they get them in 7. Second round, year 1 versus 4-5. You got the Heat versus who?
76ers for us 2. And then you have the Toronto versus Heat.
Yeah, I have the Heat.
All right.
The Heat?
Mm-hmm.
I have the 76ers.
I also have the Sixers.
Okay. And then Celtics Bucks.
Celtics Bucks.
Who do y'all have?
I got the Bucks.
I have Celtics.
I had the Bucks.
That's gonna be a close matchup.
Yeah. Again,
I'm gonna go with Boston.
That defense is really good.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Boston Celtics.
But I think again, Giannis is just Giannis.
Yes.
So
it's honestly like that one was the toughest prediction
7.
for me.
I think that one goes 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, 7.
All right, and then Eastern Finals, you got. I've got Sixers versus Bucks. I don't know who you guys have.
We have I have Sixers, Celtics. He has Heat.
I have
Celtics.
Heat in Celtics. Yeah.
All right, what you guys got there?
You can start.
I'll have Celtics in 7.
All right.
Picking the 76ers.
I'm gonna stick with the Bucks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bucks going all the way.
Bucks going to the finals.
Okay.
Back to back.
Back to back finals. Not sure if they're gonna win, but they're in the finals. And then move on to the West. But before we move on to the West, we've reached the top of the hour. This is the Triple Threat Show on WXJM 88.7 FM, Harrisonburg, Virginia, and WXJM.org. I'm your host, Jeremy Lapidus, joined as always by my 2 friends and co-hosts,
Shane
and
Hayden.
Thank you so much for listening. Let's hit into the Western Conference. 7-8 game. Clippers, T-Wolves.
I have the Timberwolves, of course.
Of course you got the Timberwolves.
Minnesota, let's go.
I've got the Clippers. They just got Paul George healthy.
That's the exact same reason why.
So I think they're in prime position to sneak into that 7th seed.
Well, that and they were better than them. Like they beat them 3 out of 1 in the regular season.
They were better than them. I think with Paul George back, they're
it's an extra.
Yeah.
Reason why to take
they got
them.
playoff P, you know. It's his nickname. That's his self-appointed. That's his self-appointed nickname.
I think you get to write that down in the book.
Playoff P.
Yeah.
Why?
P. Anyways,
Why? It's just a letter of the alphabet.
Spurs, Pelicans.
Spurs, Pelicans.
I think
Pelicans.
Do you actually have the Pelicans?
I don't even know who I put down.
I got the Spurs.
I have the Spurs too. I think you should change your answer to the Spurs.
The Pelicans have this one dude that plays nasty defense. He just hides. Like I don't know if you've seen this.
No.
I forget his name. But what he does is you know how they inbound the ball at the beginning?
Mm-hmm.
He'll hide by the Pelicans bench. And he'll just once they inbound the ball, he'll sneak behind them and just poke the ball out behind.
That is the most gimmicky thing
It's hilarious.
I've ever heard.
It's so funny.
All right, so I didn't have this one written down, so we'll change it up to, what is it, Saskatoon?
Saskatoon.
The Spurs.
San Antonio. Oh, sorry, I'm thinking about my WHL teams.
Saskatoon.
That's a place in Canada.
Saskatoon
Yes.
all the way this time, baby.
Saskatoon. See, know so much about the NBA, guys.
Spurs.
San Antonio Spurs, yeah.
Thank you.
All right, and then the other playing game that's left,
It'd be
Uh,
Timberwolves.
I got Wolves Pelicans in that game, and I'm a
No,
take
you'd have
in the
Wolves Spurs in that game.
I had the Spurs winning.
Yes, exactly. So you have the
So
Spurs.
how do you have the
Oh,
Pelicans? in
I
it?
forget how the play-in games work. It's
How do I know the
confusing.
best at how the playing games?
I
work?
forget how they work.
Okay, so it's for us two. It's Spurs,
I'll take the T-Wolves.
T-Wolves.
I have Spurs and Clippers, and I'll have the Clippers going into the East.
So we all have those two, the best two.
We've
winning.
just swapped 7-8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which that's gonna be so fun when we do this.
We'll start at the top. I think the Suns absolutely demolish the T-Wolves in 4 games.
We would have Suns taking on
No, you would
T-Wolves.
have.
Yeah, we
yeah,
would.
You would
You're
have
right.
the Suns
Yeah.
taking on the Timberwolves.
Yeah, I have them winning either way.
Yeah,
No, I heard
I
that.
have the Clippers losing, so I'll have
Yeah.
Phoenix too.
All right.
I'll say 5.
All right. 4-5.
4.
What? No,
What?
4-5 matchup.
Yeah.
Mavericks versus Jazz. This is.
Well, he didn't say his.
Oh, did you? Yeah,
games.
he
Suns
said
are winning.
Suns are winning.
Suns are winning. It
doesn't have to
doesn't
say
matter
his
who they're
games.
playing. They're gonna win.
He doesn't have to say his games.
Gotcha.
I've got in that matchup. I've got the Jazz in
Yeah.
7.
Yeah, I have
Luca's hurt.
Luca's
the
hurt.
Jazz in 6.
Yeah, Luca sprained his knee or something like that in their last game, so he's hurt. Not sure how that's going. They're still running tests on him, so there's optimism he's good. But if Luca's not healthy, the Mavs don't stand a chance. So I've got the Jazz there.
Also, a really good Jazz team,
Yes.
even when healthy.
3-6 matchup. We got the Nuggets versus the Warriors.
Is Curry healthy?
That is they're optimistic he can play for game 1, but it's going to be cutting it close. It's a maybe.
I'm taking the Warriors still.
Yeah, I was gonna take with Curry as a maybe. I would still take them. Let's say I don't know how good this. I think Denver was pretty good when we talked about them at the beginning of the season, right?
Yeah, they're a good team.
They are a good team.
They've
I'll say
potential.
7.
They got potential MVP Nikola Jokic, probable MVP actually. I've got the Nuggets, just because Curry isn't healthy. If Curry was healthy, it's Warriors.
Yeah.
But I think the Nuggets with Jokic are good enough without a healthy
Fair.
Curry.
I have faith in Curry.
And the 2-7 matchup, which is the Grizzlies playing the Clippers or the Grizzlies playing the T-Wolves.
Yeah.
Grizzlies.
Yeah, I've got the Grizzlies. The Clippers play this team well, but not well enough. I think the Grizz take it in 6.
I'm gonna get a Timberwolves upset in 7.
Ridiculous.
I know.
All right, moving on. We got the Suns versus the Jazz, and the Suns versus whoever you picked.
Same here.
All right, Suns Jazz.
Suns, Jazz, Suns.
Suns.
I want to say Suns. I really do want to say the Suns, so I'm going to say the Suns.
Yeah. They have
I
the
was-
best odds by far to win the whole thing.
I was
So,
toying with the possibility of the Jazz because I had them in my preseason, but I'm not going to do that. I can't do that. Yeah, so I've got the Suns. I think that's a close series. I think it goes. I don't know. I don't know how that series is going to go.
I'll give it
Honestly.
6 games.
All right, and then the second semifinal matchup in the West, you have the Grizzlies or the Timberwolves taking on the Warriors or the Nuggets. Who
I'm gonna
y'all
say
got?
Warriors in 7. That's when
Curry will be healthy by
Yeah.
then.
if they make it then.
Yes,
got nothing on Ja. Grizzlies winning.
I got the Grizzlies. I got the Grizzlies winning. That's not true. I lied. I've got the Nuggets winning. Nuggets.
Mm-hmm.
Jokic. It's Jokic time.
Okay.
So I've got Suns Nuggets in my Western Conference Finals. And in my finals, I've got the I hate to do the exact same matchup as last year, but I mean I've got the Suns. They're the best
Yeah,
team in the
I
West.
have the Suns in Boston. So
Aiden, who you got?
For
in
like the finals?
Yeah. No,
Suns?
the Western Finals.
Who's winning?
Yeah.
The Suns.
Suns. All right. Now we in the NBA Finals.
Yes.
You know, we got the Suns on all of us
Mm-hmm.
versus the I've got the Bucks, you've got the Sixers, you've got the Heat.
yeah,
Yeah.
I have Boston.
You've got Boston. Who you got winning?
I'm gonna give it to the Suns.
Suns?
Yeah.
Suns in 4.
4?
Mm-hmm.
I say this is a reverse of last year. I think the Suns take it.
In 4.
Yeah.
Not in 4.
They're gonna do it in 4.
They're not going to do it in 4. I say they do it in 6. So
I'm gonna say
it's
the Suns are
quite
gonna-
literally a reverse. Of
yeah,
last
quite
year.
literally a reverse
Okay.
of
The
last
Suns in 7 against Boston. I think it's gonna be a very hard-fought series. That defensive team versus the Suns.
year. Yeah, that Boston defense is scary.
Yeah.
I think they can really make some noise. It just if Jason Tatum is not having a good shooting day,
Yeah.
they're in trouble.
When was the last time a team faced? Didn't the Golden State Warriors face Cleveland like 2 years in a row?
Like 3 years in 3 or
Three-
4
It was 3 years in
It
a
was
row.
like 3
again?
or 4 years in a row.
Oh yeah.
It was a long time.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, because those were like the only two. It was like LeBron James versus.
It was
the
LeBron
stacked
versus
powerhouse of
everyone
Golden
else.
State.
Yeah. So, no, I think it's just a reverse of last year. I think if anyone's not going to make the finals there, it's going to be the Bucks because the East is tough. So is
Does
the
it
West.
happen that often in the NBA where like the two contending teams of yesteryear, like last season, like face each other in the finals again?
I mean, the way it works in the NBA is if you have 3 guys, you win most of the time.
Who are just like extremely good.
Yeah, because it's a smaller lineup and one dude can really make a difference as opposed to a lot of other sports where you need more than just one dude.
Yeah.
And generally you need at least 2 to make it to the championship and win it.
Yeah.
And the Suns just are so good. And there's not really a weakness to their team. They have a star in Booker, and they don't really have a second star, but they have like they go 12 deep. You know, their entire roster is someone that you can feel comfortable putting in as a second guy. That's not true, but anyone you can feel comfortable putting them on the floor at any time. So, and their coach just won Coach of the Year again.
Yeah.
So, you know, they're pretty good.
Yeah.
I'd say.
Yeah, they are. They're really good.
So that's the NBA.
Let's see,
We'll check in next week, see what's happening. You know. Yeah. So
so it's all the playing rounds are tonight, right?
no, playing rounds are tonight and tomorrow.
That's
Yes.
what I
Yeah.
for some of them.
Some of them are tonight.
Yeah.
Some of them are tomorrow. They start tonight.
Yeah.
So you know the good things. It'll be good. It'll be fun. We're gonna be watching some basketball over the next couple of weeks
Mm-hmm.
because playoffs.
I really missed when hockey was. I really miss having the TV for ice hockey every night
I mean,
Yeah.
you
because like you
I-
guys have been like watching baseball all the time, and I was just like, I really.
bro, I
miss...
keep telling you if you want it, you can have it. I'm watching random baseball games. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, also like last night there was literally one game on.
Yeah, I asked you because
Yeah.
because after the Nats game, I was like, I don't really want to watch another baseball game. But it was
Yeah,
the only
'cause
thing on
Toronto-
because it
not
was
Toronto.
just that one game.
Minnesota plays Edmonton tonight, and Minnesota usually plays really well against Edmonton.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like what? There was one game on last night and there was 15 tonight or something like that.
Well, yeah, that was weird. Where it was just one game. Like, why is there only one game tonight?
And then every other game is tonight.
Yeah,
And it's
every
just-
game is tonight.
Yeah.
It's just
And
like,
it's just
why?
like
So
whoever did the schedule there was
it's wonderful scheduling.
Well, yeah.
fantastic.
Well, they had to like readjust, but it's like, why does everyone have that day off for whatever reason?
It's a holiday. April 11th.
April Fool's Fools.
Yeah, but let's move on to football because there's one really big story this week.
What is it?
And it has to do with a bad person that owns the Washington Commanders.
Mm-hmm.
His name is Daniel Snyder.
Mm-hmm.
He is a very well documented awful guy. You know, with a lot of allegations against him in a lot of different things. But you know how the NFL is, right?
Yeah.
He's got blackmail on everyone, clearly. Otherwise, they wouldn't let him be there. There's been a whole investigation into their emails. That's how John Gruden got found out, right? Because they're in the email investigation. But the NFL is like, we can't do anything about it until you come after their finances. And that's exactly what Washington did. You know, because that's just how the NFL is, right? Oh my God, you did an awful, awful, awful thing. Oh, that's the worst. I wish I could do something about it. You messed with our money? We're sending everything we have at you.
How dare you?
How dare you? That is what they said. The Washington Commanders faked their the revenue sharing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what they did is they lied about the numbers, and they kept some of their numbers somewhere else and put other numbers into like the actual filing of what they did.
Mm-hmm.
So,
That is
yeah,
wow.
So fraud.
it's fraud.
Fraud.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
illegal.
quite literally.
Yeah,
To put it bluntly, they committed fraud.
yeah. Congress investigated them. They came out with something today saying, basically, yo, you can't do this. We're gonna. Congress said the Commanders appear to have broken financial laws.
Wow, really?
Appear.
I mean,
Thank you, Congress.
allegedly.
Thank you, Congress. Yeah, they say they appear to have a.
They just might.
It seems like they
It
might have
seems
broken
like-
financial laws.
It's
All
on the realm of
signs point
possibility.
to fraud.
Yeah, so yeah, Congress was like, guys, it seems like they broke financial law and they owe money to opposing teams and owners. That's what Congress said. The NFL, being, you know, the NFL, is going to come at them. This is what might finally get Daniel Snyder kicked out. Now, this is also a risky move for the other NFL owners because it's clear. He allegedly. This is not fact. Allegedly, he has dirt on every single one of them, which is why he hasn't been kicked out yet. And, you know,
Oh, God.
the NFL is
XFL, here we come.
the NFL is coming at him.
Oh, man.
The NFL is coming at him hard, and I don't know if
He's
something's going to
taking
happen.
down the ship.
He
with
probably will if he
Yeah.
actually does go out, because Congress, because now Congress has been involved with the emails for a long time. Right? This has
Yeah.
been a long-going investigation into them.
Mhm.
But he messed with the money.
Mhm.
You can do anything in the NFL. You cannot mess with the money.
Question.
Yeah.
Has the Broncos officially been sold yet?
No, but they're on the block.
Okay. So I was gonna say, it's getting out at the perfect time. Got no dirt on the Mannings. Probably does actually.
I
But,
mean, he's a billionaire.
Yeah.
If he wants dirt on someone, I'm sure he can get it.
Make it up.
I don't even think he needs to make it up. I'm sure if there's any dirt on anyone, he could find it if he wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
So he is supposed to be stepping away from the team right now for the last year, and he put his wife in charge.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, he's definitely stepped away from the team,
A little bit.
clearly. But now this has come out, and I was just curious, what do you think? What do you think's going to happen here?
Here's what I want to happen.
All right, let's hear it.
I want the NFL to crack down on Dan Snyder.
Mhm.
And then I want Dan Snyder just to bring down all the ownership with him, to release all this alleged dirt you have, just so I could see the show commence of just the chaos of what could happen.
And they're all billionaires, so you know
So,
they're hiding
yeah.
something, right?
It's like the
Which would be so
Pandora
fun.
Papers.
That's what I want to have.
They're all billionaires, so you know they're hiding something. You don't become a billionaire without hiding something.
Yeah.
You know, you got to step on someone along the way.
Yeah. I'm just ready for our show next week. We're just like super positive about Dan Snyder.
He has dirt on all of us.
He
and
doesn't
has
have
the
dirt on us
influence.
yet, so
Not yet. One more week.
we don't like Dan Snyder. Let that be on the record.
Mhm.
And when our tune changes, just know it is not of our free will. Yeah, Hayden, what do you think's gonna happen
What
here?
do I think is gonna happen?
Yeah, what do you think's gonna happen here?
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah.
But Congress finally
I mean
said
that,
something.
or like, I mean, it's fraud. He could go to prison for
Yeah.
that. That would be.
The NFL doesn't mess around with money. That's
Yeah.
the thing. If this was anything but money, I'd agree that nothing is gonna happen. But because he's messing with their books,
That's like
Yeah.
fraud. He might go to prison for
that
that.
that is
When you
something.
commit a federal crime
That is something, and
got
Congress talks
caught,
about it.
and got caught,
Congress says it seems like
Yeah.
he made financial crimes.
there's got to be some consequence, like
All signs point to
forcing
fraud.
him to sell this thing.
All signs point to it, but
Yeah.
it just seems like
We're
it.
not quite sure yet.
So yeah, that's the situation there, and it's fun, super fun.
Yeah.
I'm glad
love
Dan.
fraud.
I'm glad Dan Snyder's getting out of the league.
Jeremy endorses fraud.
I
But-
endorse getting Dan Snyder out of the National Football League.
Okay.
So we endorse. Never mind. I'm not gonna say that.
I do not endorse fraud.
Yeah.
Just in this scenario.
Just in this very specific
Just
scenario.
if the guy gets caught and he faces repercussions.
If it's a very certain guy who is famously awful,
Yeah.
like famously awful.
Some might say infamously.
Yeah, yeah.
SAT word.
And some other minor news: the XFL made a partnership with the NFL to be kind of like a feeder system, which is what all these spring leagues are trying to do. So the XFL is going to live forever, basically, is what that's saying.
Congrats.
They're going to work with the NFL.
So they're finally gonna have like a farm system kind of thing.
Kind of. There's only 8 teams.